All right, friends, welcome back to Self-Made. Kris Krohn here.
I'm Grant Thompson. In this video, I'm going to tell you intimately, with my channel, real numbers, how we went from 100,000 subscribers to 9 million subscribers.
So pull out your pen and paper and settle back, because right now we're going to give it all to you, coming your way right now. All right, friends, we are back, and we are here to talk about what you do to grow yourself from 1 million subscribers to 9 million subscribers. Grant's going to really dive in deep and share some of the very specific secrets of how he did that on his channel. And I got to tell you, I'm just as excited to hear it as probably you are. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is reverse engineer and share with you what are the principles that you can gain from this. Because listen, even if you are just starting, you haven't even launched your channel, or whether you're at 100,000, you got to start planning ahead by understanding all the different strategies that are available to you. And today we're going to hit it off with going from 1 million to 9 million.
Yeah, for me, it really helps me if I see real world examples of people who have actually done things. So the purpose of this video for you is to share some things that I actually went through, how I actually did things, what I saw happen, and hope that that creates some value for you. And I actually want to back it up, Kris, and I want to start at 100,000 subscribers,
all right,
and how we went from 100,000 to where we're at now, just a little over 9 million subscribers. So there were definitely points where things made bigger differences than others. In previous videos, we've talked about unrelenting consistency. You know, make content you're proud of, constantly innovate, constantly tweak. And I want you to realize there are ebbs and flows in YouTube. There's ebbs and flows in anything in life, but you will not make a video that will be viral. If people had that formula figured out, everybody would be doing it. What you can do is you can make viral videos that occasionally go viral.
I like the way that you just said that right there, because that sort of eases off some of the disappointment when you put all that effort into that one video. It's like, it didn't go anywhere.
That's right. And I do want to reemphasize that if you make a video that you feel is viral worthy and it's not going, it's up to you to market that and find innovative ways to get that video seen. Let it rise to its value. So what happened on our channel? We hit 100,000 subscribers. This was a time when things were going crazy. We were being featured in the news. We were on Good Morning America Live, and the channel was gaining a lot of notoriety. I started doing collaborations with some of my YouTube heroes. They started acknowledging my existence, and so I felt like I was starting to break out. And that was great.
Can I just ask for a second, what was that like? Like, who was someone, for example, that you looked up to, and when they said that they were going to do a project with you, it was meaningful for you?
At the time, Householdhacker was a YouTube channel that I held in high esteem. He would make things. He had 3 million subscribers. He had a great following, and I just looked at him like somebody who had mastered YouTube. I'd sent him emails before with no response. I'd try to leave comments, probably like a lot of people do with me now. You know, I feel kind of bad because I know how that feels, but when you're being inundated with so many messages...
How many messages a day? Just guess.
Anywhere between 5,000 to 40,000 messages a day.
And you're not personally responding to each one of those, Grant?
Well, it's either make videos, answer comments. Make videos or answer comments.
All right, so you get it, right? I mean...
Yeah. So I understand in context, you know, I wasn't on a radar for him, but when my channel was popping, things were going, I remember I took this approach where I want to get on his radar, but he doesn't know who I am. So what I'm going to do is make a video for his channel in a way that I think his audience would like, and then I'm going to send it to him and say, I made this for you to use. If you like it, use it. If you don't, don't. And so I took that risk on myself.
Bold. Wow, super bold.
I sent it to him, and at the time the channel was soaring. He saw this. He's like, yeah, this looks great. He put it on his channel, and then I got an extra validation from Householdhacker, so that surged me up another 30 to 50,000 subscribers and just kept that trend running.
Wow.
Okay.
Did he post your video? Yeah,
he actually used my video. He gave me a shout out. He said, go subscribe, give him your firstborn son, and whatever else he needed. So I got a really awesome endorsement from Householdhacker, which I felt gave me the validation now that I am somebody worth people's time to watch. And that was really important. So if you're watching, thank you, Dylan, Householdhacker. Love you, bro. The next step for me didn't come until around the 400,000 subscriber mark. You know, the channel slowly worked its way up, but then I produced a video that was different than a lot of the videos I'd been producing. What I was noticing was going viral on the internet were these life hack videos. Everybody's making compilations of life hacks, and I thought, well, that's right up my alley. Every video I make is a life hack. I've just never done a life hack compilation. So I decided to give it a try. I put together some of my best ideas. I made this video, and when I posted it, I reached out to some of these other creators like Householdhacker and a few other people, and I said, would you mind giving this video a like and leaving a comment on it to help add some validation? So I tried networking and using my resources. So when I posted this video, it got a boost right from the beginning. Now that was enough to trigger it. It got trending. It got enough visual reference on the internet that a lot of websites started using it. Of course, However that works with the Google SEO, I don't know, but it just went viral everywhere.
And I just got to pause you. I don't want to break your momentum, but you said trending. You've mentioned this on a few occasions. If someone doesn't know what that means, will you just explain that?
So trending basically means something's very popular very quickly. It's got an abnormal acceleration of momentum, whether it's likes, shares, views, like something trips the algorithm and says, whoa, this isn't normal, and people really like it.
And this is something on the YouTube website where they'll actually show trending videos. So
That's right.
mean that it specifically gets picked up by YouTube as being a hot video in the moment.
Yeah, so I think our video went up to like #2 on trending page in all of YouTube in America. It was like the #2 video. It was enough to get on the radar with Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz called me and invited me out on his show to talk about these life hacks. The Huffington Post called me and did a live interview talking about life hacks. So all of a sudden I had mainstream exposure in addition to the YouTube exposure and the people who are helping push that.
Yeah.
So we saw this surge of, in 1 month, 250,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's huge.
So we went from 400,000 subscribers to 650,000 subscribers in 1 month, which for me at the time was huge.
Now, they call this in the media world newsjacking, and this is almost hijacking the news. This is something Grant does really well. He keeps his eye out there and he realizes what's hot, what are people doing, and he realized that there's a trend. Right now people are doing this life hack thing, and so he jumped in and probably asked himself, hey, does it honor me? Can this be true to who I am? Can I do it in an authentic way? And as long as it was a yes and true to him, he put it out there, and then he put some steam and some fuel behind it using some of the things that he's already shared in some of our other videos. And that's what allowed it to gain this popularity. And just imagine going from 400,000 and almost doubling your entire subscribership in a very short period of time. That had to be super exciting.
Yeah, very much so. And I do want to emphasize that point. It's like when a video goes viral, like sometimes there's freak viral videos that just get picked up and do well, but a lot of times there's a lot of momentum behind that video that people don't often see. Like you have to create the energy that gets it up into the atmosphere where everybody else can see it. And if you want the red carpet to roll out for you, you got to be the one rolling it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, not only was it great content, I tried to put everything I had into it, but then I also tried to use all my influence that I had at the time to help support that and get it seen to where it hit a critical mass and took off on its own. So the second video that was really notable for my channel was called Instant Ice. It was a self-freezing water bottle. You punch it and the whole water bottle turns to instant ice.
Still want to know how you did that. I have not watched that video yet.
So I was working as an airline pilot, and one of the pilots I was flying with was telling me a story how in Jackson, Wyoming, they would leave the plane out overnight, they go to the hotel, and they come back in the morning, and they go to grab their water bottles, and when they grab it, the whole thing would freeze. And this just didn't make sense to me. Like, how's that possible? So for a few weeks, I started doing experiments with my freezer and with water bottles, seeing if I could replicate this story that I'd heard. It was a credible source, so I believed it, and I wanted to see if I could make it happen. And over the course of 2 weeks, I figured out how to take it down to a science with my freezer to get it to work like clockwork every single time. And I put that into a video called How to Make Instant Ice. Basically, you open the water bottle, you can pour it on an ice cube, and it freezes as it's pouring. Or you smack it with your hand and the whole bottle freezes. So again, just like the life hack video, I put that out on the internet, and I had people support it and push it, and that generated a lot of attention. And brought in a lot of subscribers because that was interesting content. It was teaching physics, it was teaching science, and I think with that video it was more of a mind-blowing concept, so it was very shareable. Like people wanted to share that video and get it out. So.
Wow, so Grant, as we take a look at this conversation here, what would you say is the biggest principle that really helped you specifically rocket from 100,000 to 1 million subscribers with these stories that you're sharing in the videos that you did?
So I feel like I got a pretty good feel after a while for what content would get featured on front pages and what websites wanted to feature. When I knew I had a video that met all those qualifications, I put extra oomph behind it. So when I released it, I had extra people pushing it as much as possible, without calling in too many favors. You gotta play the whole social game so that it's all cool and you're not like taking advantage of people. But as much oomph as you can give behind your video, I think is very important.
And I just want to get specific, and I want to tear into this for a second, Grant. When you say put some oomph behind it, think about that freezer video, and I want you to just go back. I want to push you on this a little bit. What did you do? You knew that you were launching it, the video was ready to post, and what are the phone calls you made or emails that you sent? Like, what did you do to make sure that it had that oomph, as you call it?
So by this point, I'd done a number of collaborations. I'd made friends who were in similar demographics, so I let them know I had this video coming up. It was going to be posting. Would they mind, giving it a like or sharing it or posting a comment? I would also email some of the websites who had featured my videos in the past and let them know that I had some content that I thought would be a really great fit for their audience. And would they be interested in pushing that on their front page as well?
And just to get specific, how many creators did you reach out to actually help make a comment or help promote and push the video?
I don't remember the number, but it was probably only 4 or 5.
Okay, 4 or 5. And then how many different news outlets did you go to, giving them a heads up to use the content?
About 2, really.
All right, so I just want to create some context of what it means to put some fuel and some oomph. It's to be very conscious, to look at your resources, your relationships that you've established. And when you've got that feeling that this is the video that is viral worthy, or that it needs to be bigger than maybe YouTube is going to naturally allow it to be, it's up to you to step in and tap into those resources to make that happen.